Your fear of being alone continues to attract you to the wrong people.
Oh, you got me. Oh, you got me.
Whew, y'all. All I'm going to say is take a deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. Cheers to us and all that we're going to do to become even more successful, stress-free, and learning how to love ourselves. So grab your tea, grab your wine, and let's get ready to talk. All right, guys. So, welcome to the Real Friend Podcast, where real friends give real advice. I'm your lovely host, Miss Rain Love. And, guys, I'm going to be honest, I am so excited to talk about this topic today. Now, mind you, it's not an easy topic. However, it's a topic that is very much so needed to be spoken about. So, I'm going to say this, it's not going to be nice, it's not going to feel good, but it's real. Your fear of being alone continues to attract you to the wrong people. I'm going to say it again, just in case you didn't hear me. Your fear of being alone is going to continue to attach you to the wrong people. We have a tendency to always say, why do I attract the crazy people? Why do I attract people who are emotionally unavailable? All of these things. And it's because our fear of being alone overrides our senses to actually look at the red flags, to actually see people for who they are, you know? So I know that some people aren't there. You've probably surpassed me and others to where you're like, look, I don't have a fear of being alone. I like being by myself. Kudos to you, baby. If you can, leave some comments below to help the rest of us, okay? So for me, I no longer have a fear of being alone. I have to change my perspective on what being alone is and feeling lonely, because those are two completely different things. You can feel lonely and know that you're not alone. You know, you have people that care about you, that love you, but you can have a sense of loneliness because you want to have a companion, a friend, or somebody around. But the fear of being alone, not feeling comfortable with being by yourself, not being with your own thoughts, that's a problem, because that means that you're seeking something outside of yourself to fulfill something that you feel as though you're missing from somebody else. And that usually causes you to attract people who mean you no good and that will cause you harm. So let's go ahead and start to unpack this, reinvent the wheel on everything, and just start over. Let's just hit refresh on that. Okay. So, step number one, or I'm going to say tip number one, you are not alone. You have people that care about you, even if, and some people don't believe in God, even if that just means you and God. You care about yourself enough. You should care about yourself enough. You should love yourself enough to be okay with you. Now, sometimes that is a very hard thing to do. I used to be so uncomfortable with being like with myself. I used to hate looking in the mirror because I didn't think I was beautiful. I absolutely hated being alone with my own thoughts because they weren't pretty. Sometimes they were extremely depressing, extremely degrading towards myself. And that's a hard place to be in when you truly want the best. And sometimes we feel as though only other people can give us those things, when in all actuality, you have to be the one to set the foundation for how you treat yourself and how you are by yourself. Because unfortunately, a lot of the times when you're missing something and you're seeking it from someone else, you start to create an identity around another person. And then next thing you know, you're feeling a sense of imposter syndrome. You don't know how to connect with yourself. And if that person leaves or says something to you that's hurtful or degrading, you find yourself going through this thing where you become a paper bag just flowing in the wind. If this person is nice to you that day, you're happy. If the person is mean to you or says something that upsets you or hurts you, you're sad, you're mad. Allowing somebody to literally control your every emotion, everything about you. So, step number one is becoming comfortable with yourself. Now, the ultimate question with that is okay, how do I do that? How do I become comfortable with myself to the point to where I'm not relying on somebody else for the things that I lack within inside of me? That is a good question. And I'll be honest, it's a difficult one to answer simply because everyone is different. I know for me, I wanted words of affirmation. I wanted to be comforted by words. I wanted acts of service where people were just mindful of the things that I needed and the things that I said that I wanted or needed. So I started taking those things that I felt as though I lacked and I started giving them to myself. So instead of me relying on my best friend to tell me, hey, I'm proud of you. I'm so happy that you're doing, these things that are within your best interest. I'm so happy to see how far you've come. I started to tell myself those things. Even if I didn't say it out loud, I made it to the point to where I'm like, you know what? I can write it down today. I can write it down. I can write on a little sticky note and say, you are loved. I am smart. Because that was something that I beat myself up for because I that was something I beat myself up for because I never went to college. And yes, I'm currently enrolled in college now. Yay me. But I used to beat myself up about that. I would always tell myself like I felt incompetent to be inside of some of the rooms that I've been in, the opportunities that I've gotten. I beat myself up and said like, hey, maybe I'm not prepared. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'm not the right person for the job. All because I felt a sense of like imposter syndrome because I taught myself everything that I needed. So when I was in those situations, I consistently felt a sense of like I'm alone in this. So it made me latch onto people who didn't mean me any good whatsoever, but they validated that sense of, okay, well, you're smart and I'm going to tell you these things and I'm going to make you feel this way. But now I've gained emotional control over you to where if I tell you, you know what, you're stupid. I don't, you know what, I'm sorry, like this is just not it, then I'm crushed because I relied on them for everything emotionally. Like I gave them my self-esteem. I gave them that voided space that I should have been filling up. I gave them the keys to that. So that means that they were the ones that had that control over me. So the fear of being alone can drive you into the wrong person's arms and people are smarter than everyone gives them credit for, especially when you're dealing with manipulators, narcissists, things like that. You might as well call them wolves, wolves seeking out their next meal because they can smell it on you. They can see it on you. When you don't truly know yourself and you don't truly have that foundation within inside of yourself, it makes it easier for people to unfortunately get in and see those weaknesses. And you have people who are good people who see those weaknesses and they want to help you and elevate you. But unfortunately, we usually attract the negative people who unfortunately just don't want to do good. They want to cause harm. So, step number one is seeing what you lack within inside of yourself that you're seeking from others and learning how to give it to yourself. Like once you learn how to give the things that you're seeking from other people to yourself and you've gotten in the groove, you found your foundation, you got your footing in on how you want to be treated, no one else can come in and disrupt that. No one else can come in and give you less than what you've been giving yourself because you're like, look, if I know that I can buy myself flowers once a week and I love sunflowers and I like to drink my Pinot Grigio, if somebody wants to come in and they're saying, hey, you know what, I want to fulfill that role for you, and they're not able to keep up with the minimum things that you did for yourself, You won't accept it because you know how you treat yourself. You know how, the things that you give yourself, and you never allow anybody to shake you off from your core. So that would be the biggest piece of advice that I can give, is to find out what you're seeking from others and see how you can give it to yourself. That's the biggest thing. Biggest piece of advice that I can give as far as that. Definitely see how you can give yourself the things that you're lacking. See how you can become your own best friend, your biggest cheerleader. Because the fear of being alone can deter you from the path that you want to go on, getting you entangled in, I like to call it pit stops, a pit stop with a person that you know you're not supposed to be attached to. But unfortunately, you've gained a bond with this person because you want something and they're able to give it to you, and it's not in a positive way. I challenge you to look at yourself and say, I am proud of you, I love you, and I want the best for you. Let's go ahead. We can do it together. Let's just do it together. Whenever you're ready, say, I love you, I am proud of you, and I want the best for you. And that's you talking to yourself. As you look at yourself in the mirror, just say those three things. I love you, I am proud of you, and I want the best for you. And continuing to say those things, you start to reprogram your mind and your subconscious so that you align with what you truly want, not allowing fear and lacking something to lead you into a way of destruction. I'm going to leave y'all with that. I know this is a cute little tidbit. I'll definitely be back. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the new space. This is my room. So, we're in a different part of the house. Last time we were down in kind of like the main common area. This time, bedroom. Get to see my little personality. I'm not sure if you guys can. No, you guys can't see my dog, but she's in the back. Um, but yeah, so hopefully you guys like the new space. I'm really feeling recording in my room right now. So once the holidays start flowing in, I'll start putting in some Christmas decorations. You guys might see a little Christmas tree over there in the corner. If I can get it set up, probably do like a cute little 3-inch one. If you guys could do a vote, if I should do a Nightmare Before Christmas themed Christmas tree, or if I should do a Princess and the Frog Christmas tree. So hopefully I truly enjoyed myself talking to you guys today. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe because it does a lot for the channel. I absolutely mean it. It does a heck of a lot. The more and more we can push the channel, the better off. We finally hit 100 subscribers, so I am so excited about that. Thank you, everybody who continues to watch. And yeah, y'all go out there and be great. So, love you. Bye.